Check out FlipsideGaming.com for all your gaming needs. Use the promo code HEROES to save 10% on all orders over $10 and support the channel at the same time. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and a week ago today, Battlebond was released, so we're going to check in on the pricing of some of these cards a week out of the release time period and see what's going on, what's hot, what's cold right now. Quickly before we get started though, just a fast reminder, if you check out the description below, you'll find a few ways to help support us here at the channel, one of which is our Patreon page, that's linked below. You're also going to find links to products on Amazon. If you make any purchases on Amazon, once you go through that link, no matter what it is, we'll get a small percentage for the channel. Finally, Flipside Gaming still offering a promo code for our viewers, so check that out. Hopefully you can save yourself some cash while you support us. And as always, thank you not only to the folks that check out those links, but to all the viewers. Y'all make the channel what it is. Let's get into today's price update. We're going to start off with the top 10 Battlebond cards that have lost value this week. Coming in at number 10, Mystic Confluence, down 58 cents to $3.25. Couple things you're going to notice about this list. You're going to see a lot of rare cards on here because the mythics are still getting out there and there are some issues with those demands being met quickly, considering you're going to open less of those. Rares are going to be a little more flexible. You're going to see a lot of those going down today. Aside from that, though, you're going to see a lot of reprints on this list because I do think people maybe overvalued some of the reprints more so during the pre-release time than some of the new cards that were exciting. So this is a fantastic Commander card. You can get it at a pretty good price right now, but I do think it's going to go down some more. Number 9, Tidespout Tyrant, down 61 cents to 103. Very similar to the last card. It's a really interesting Commander card that's finally been reprinted. And you can pick it up for about $1 right now, which is actually pretty awesome. Number 8, Vigor, down 72 cents to $3.90. I was really happy to see this get reprinted. Another rare that needed a reprint, and now players can get it at a very affordable price right now, under $4. I would wait a little bit though, because I do think this card also will continue to go down at least a little more. Number 7, Sower of Temptation, down 76 cents to $2.09. Now this was originally from Lorwyn, which had a lower print run, and that was one of the reasons why the price for this card was a little bit high, probably higher than it should have been. Having this here in the set at rare has really helped with the price point of this particular version of the card anyway, as well as the Lorwyn version a little bit. But again, if you want to pick this up for Commander purposes, or just use it in a cube, it's an awesome cube card. It can really swing a board state. Right now, these are around $2 and falling. Number 6 is True Name Nemesis. Okay, the first Mythic on the list today goes down 84 cents to $14. Now, this is a huge legacy card, of course, and it sees a little vintage play too. Maybe not as much of a Commander card as most of the other cards we're seeing on the list today, but a very, very solid pickup for anyone who likes to run these in those formats where it is popular. Now, this is the first time it's in foil. Those foils still going for around $250. They are starting to come down a little bit. It came down about $15 or so this week. I do think it will come down some more, of course, as more packs get open and more of those get out there. But it is going to be a very solid card generally due to the fact that if you are a legacy player or a vintage player maybe that you want to trick out your deck, this is the only way to get the card in foil and probably will be for quite some time. Number 5 is Spellseeker, down 99 cents to $8.98. Okay, first card that's not a reprint today, and this one is ticking down almost $1. It is a card that on the surface you might consider playing in Legacy or trying it out there, but I do think there's a lot of really strong tutors when it comes to formats like that. But in Commander, this is still a fantastic tutor. I think there's a lot of really strong instants and sorceries that cost 2 or less, and just having another way to pick one of those up in your deck, maybe an Izzet build or something, could be quite good. Number 4, Seaborn Muse, down $1.06 to $8.70, as we're back to the reprints. And this is another one of those cards that a lot of Commander players are waiting a really long time for a reprint. It's finally here, and it is ticking down over $1 this week. Still not cheap, though. I mean, $8, $9 for this card is still a little expensive. I'd wait another few weeks and see what happens with it. Number 3, Diabolic Intent, down $1.17 to $6. This was from Plane Shift and just really needed a reprint. It did get an Invocation reprint, but now finally it gets in a real set. And with that, the price is coming down pretty strongly for this particular version anyway. The older one's still going to cost you a little bit, of course, as that's still stabilizing down too. But I really like the art they put on this new version of the card, and I do think players that have been waiting for something like this, here's another solid tutor for a lot of casual builds, as well as even some cubes. Number 2, Greater Good, down $1.24 to $4.45. This card has gotten hot recently. It's always been a strong Commander card, but for some reason recently it's gone up. The other versions have gone up in value quite a bit. And I think part of that is just simply due to it starting to dry up a little bit in the marketplace. It was a while since it was reprinted. So here it is back again at a more affordable price, and you also get the Judge promo art, which is pretty cool on it. Number 1, Arena Rector, down $1.30 to $21.99. I think this is just a staple for Commander. If you're playing white and you're playing Planeswalkers, like there's no reason probably not to run this. So I do think this will be a popular card. It is a mythic rare that has come down in value this week, but partially that's just due to the fact that it had a really hyped pre-release price point, and everyone knew it was going to be good, but now as copies are getting out there, people are willing to wait a little bit. I do think this comes down and will come down maybe quite a bit over the next few weeks. However, I don't think this is ever a cheap card. I think the demand, considering it's also a mythic, so it will be open in lesser quantities, will keep this card above $10. Alright, let's move on to the top 10 Battlebond cards that have gained value this week. Coming in at number 10, Morphic Pool of 20 cents to $6.25. Now, this is a rare, so that's saying a lot. As a matter of fact, all of this land cycle has been pretty hot this week, where you would expect it to go down a little bit because packs are being opened and there's more rares than, say, mythics floating around out there. But people are scrambling for these things. It's the mad dash to pick these up right now, and you're seeing a bump in price. So this is the first of 3 out of the 5 that you're going to see on our list today. The 2 that didn't make it actually were close. But these cards are hot right now. They will stabilize once the mad dash kind of ends, but they are very hot right now. Number 9, Thrilling Encore, up 27 cents to $1.85. Just a cool card. I mean, it's still pretty cheap, even with the increase under $2. And in any, multiplayer game, this is just super sweet. Even if it's just down to you and one other person, you get in a big battle and then spring this on somebody, you're probably going to take over the board state if nothing else. And aside from that, if 2 other people are battling in a multiplayer game, you can take all their stuff that dies. Not to mention its interaction with board sweeps. It's just really cool. Number 8 is Brightling, up 27 cents to $4.49. This is a mythic that's raising in price a little bit, so maybe that's to be expected because, again, lesser quantities and all. But this one I do think has a chance of seeing some play in Legacy, maybe Death and Taxes. I do think the power level is strong enough here for that to be a possibility. I guess time will tell. But other than that, it's also just a really cool card. Number 7, here's the second of the 3 dual lands on the list today, Bountiful Promenade, up 27 cents to $5.61. And at number 6 is the third one, Luxury Suite, up 32 cents to $5.59. Number 5, Archfiend of Despair, goes up 37 cents to $2.86. Not a very, very high-priced card. Again, another mythic, so maybe that's not too surprising. But a really solid card. In a casual game, if you were to attack in with this and do 6 damage, and then the opponent has to lose another 6 life, that's a pretty big swing right there. So this card can potentially really whittle down at life total. Not to mention the fact if you have other creatures getting by, that just could be game ending. What I really want to do with this, though, is put it out in a Pillow Fort deck and just see what happens between my opponents. Number 4, Will Kenrith, is up 38 cents to $8.99. Now, typically, Planeswalkers are a little overhyped in the pre-release time, and then they trend down a little bit in the coming weeks. This one, though, ticks up at least a little bit. Rowan was relatively stable, didn't make either of our lists. You'll notice that today, but Will does make the list. We'll have to kind of see what happens next week. I do think this will stabilize, maybe start going down a little bit soon, though. Number 3, awesome reprint here at Mythic Land Tax, up $1.12 to $17.99 this week. So yes, this one is climbing. This is another one of those cards a lot of people are trying to grab because they're afraid the price point might go higher. A lot of people were waiting for this to be reprinted for a very long time. They didn't want to spend the money for the older versions. Finally, they can get this at a more reasonable price. And it does also have the Judge promo art, which is pretty cool. Number 2, Najila, the Blade Blossom, up $1.24 to $12.11. Now, I mentioned last week this was one of the cards coming out of the pre-release time that I thought was undervalued. This has a nice little spike this week. A lot of Commander players are building around this right now. As a matter of fact, when we do the regular market watch tomorrow, you're going to see a lot of cards that play well with this that are increasing in value as people are trying to build decks. And number 1 was there no doubt, of course, Doubling Season, up $2.96 to $39.40. Another very, very powerful card here that people have been waiting a long time to see reprinted and try to pick it up at a better price point. Well, this is quickly increasing, though, going up almost $3 since the set was released. That's pretty crazy. Obviously, the secondary market underestimated the demand for this card when they were setting pre-release prices, as we see this normalizing to a higher price so quickly. Now, I don't know if it's going to keep jumping at this rate. It probably will settle in close to the $40 mark, at least for a little while, I would imagine. But this card is just so good in so many different Commander decks. Of course, the Atraxa deck is being reprinted in the Commander Anthology Volume 2. That's part of the reason a lot of people will scramble for this card. But even if that didn't happen, this card would still be going up probably the same rate that it is now. Just simply because so many players will play this in a number of different decks. It doesn't just have to be an Atraxa or a +1/+1 counters deck. It can be any deck that's using any sort of counters that includes loyalty counters, not to mention its impact on tokens for like Selesnya tokens decks, or just, again, any deck that's going to have some tokens in it and you want some extra benefits. This is just kind of a no-brainer inclusion in just so many different builds right now in Commander, not to mention Cube and such too. Alright, with that being said, that is what is happening this week in Battlebond. Tomorrow we will be back with our regular Market Watch, where we're going to look at the rest of the marketplace and see what's happening. And also beyond that, throughout the weekend, we'll be covering previews that come out of GP Vegas. So until next time, hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible by the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.